Bum, bum, bum. Hey, kia ora. Helen Brown's here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling extra day of Christmas. Yep. It's an extra Christmas day. You get 2 Christmas days this year. You had yesterday, and then you had today off as well for Christmas. Hope you enjoyed your extra day off. It's been an awesome day here. We have done kind of nothing, but at the same time, a lot. So I'm into, the last 3 months I've been prepping stuff for the new year so I can hit the ground running, starting to fire that stuff up. Today I did none of that. I was looking around the RV and going, yeah, there's some areas where I could use with some better way of organizing what I have. I'm running out of space in areas, and it's sort of like, okay, I need to go through those areas, sort them out, organize them. What can I get rid of? What do I need to keep? What do I need to keep in the RV? What can I put into the storage? What can I just get rid of? And so I'm like looking at different spaces, like the overhead cabinets, the drawers in the kitchen area, the cupboards that I use in the kitchen for the pantry and that sort of stuff. I'm thinking, how can I better utilize this space? I finally found a paper towel holder that's going to work with my cabinets, because underneath my cabinet, there's a light right in the middle. And so you've got to work around the light. But I hadn't been able to find I thought I had one at one point, but it had to be screwed in and it wouldn't fit. I forgot to measure. I've been walking around with this in my hand all day with my tape measure, my little tape measure, yes. Oh, that one's got my logo on it. Oh, it's got my logo on it. Isn't that cool? So trying to figure out how I can better utilize the space, and remembering that I'm not a tall person. I'm only 5'4", and the top shelves in my cupboards, my overhead cabinets, are really hard to reach. So what do I need to put up there that I don't use that often? And yes, I need to use my stepping stool to get up there. And how can I bring down what I often use? And so it's looking at the workability of the cabinets, of where things are stored. Are they stored in the right place? Are they stored near where they are needed, where they are used? Or are they in a completely different part of the RV? And my closet has always been a pain. It has always been a pain. I got an organizing thing in there, and it's kind of sort of working, but not really the right thing. And so I'm thinking, okay, we've got to figure out how to better organize this place. And so I thought, well, let me just go for ideas. So I've been going through YouTube videos. I've been going on Amazon, checking out different things. I typed in, what did I type in? RV organization inside. And I had everything for the under lockers that would help with things like from round bags to put the fresh water hose in there, to put the sewer pipe, the sewer hose in there, to put the electrical cable in there, and they're all labeled, dirty water, clean water, power. And they got tags to go on them, so you can just pick them up and stick them in the thing. And I thought, yeah, I do need to attack the lockers, but I want to get inside sorted out first. And I do have some stuff inside that do need to go into the under lockers. Like I've still got my bag out from when I went to California, which I carried the electronics in, and I haven't put that away yet. So I need to get that put away. And then there's a little duffel bag that I fold up and put inside that bag, and that needs to go away as well. So there is stuff inside that I need to get out and put away in the lockers. So then it's sort of like, well, do I start with the lockers? Do I start with the cabinets? Do I start with my drawers? Do I start with my closet? And so I was even looking at, they had these really cute little different size basket things that hang on the walls, and they're just done with stick-on hooks. And I can't tilt my computer up high enough so you can see my sticky hooks up here that I've got here, where I've got my my silver fern hanging, my Maori fishing hook, my chakra beads here, my acorn, which actually has amber. It's got amber at the bottom, and it's got some little creature thing inside the amber, but it does have, this is a real acorn cap on top. I did have a bigger one sitting there, but to me it wasn't representing the true acorn, which is just a very small thing that grows into such a huge tree. So that's why I like that there, just to let me know that even though we may start small, we can, with our with the right attitude and everything, we can build big things. So that's what the acorn's for. But I have these hooks, which are just sticky, and you just peel and stick, and different sizes of them hold different amounts of weight. And with these ones, they've got these small, they're about a foot long, about 7 or 8 inches high, and about 3 feet, 3 inches wide. And it's got a couple of outside pockets, but you use the same hooks that I already have. And I thought, well, those would be really handy, because the top of my vanity in the bedroom, it's got a little cluttered, only because I have a fan that sits on there 24/7. I also have my star thingy, projector thingy. What is that stupid? Where is my phone? Oh, where's my phone, Zeph? Oh, it's over there. And I've got this projector thing, which I can project different night scenes into the thing. And during the day, it's kind of nice to put that on with a little bit of one of the sounds and things, and just have a snooze with that going. And you wake up and you've got this beautiful starry sky going on. And yeah, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called though. It's like Star Bliss or something. Hang on. It's a bliss something. Let's see. I think I have the app for it on here. Bliss Lights is what it's called. And it's just this little projector thingy, and you can do different modalities. You can have it come on for a certain time, so then it turns off. So if I wanted to, and because I love looking at, sitting outside and looking at the stars, it's one thing I've always loved doing. And we had a great place when I was growing up, when I was during my teenage years. Our property backed onto the local cemetery. So when people ask where we lived in town, we always said, we lived in the dead center, next to the dead center. And you might have to think about that one a little bit. But they had this area that had this gentle slope. It was over where a lot of children were buried, a lot of infants and toddlers. But they had this empty grass area, and there was all these trees that kind of surrounded this area, but there was this big patch that was open sky. And Friday, Saturday nights, if I was staying at a friend's place, staying at my place, we'd go over there, and we'd have a group of us that would hang out, and we'd just be laying there on the grass, just looking up at the stars, just chit-chatting away, and not making any noise, not disturbing anybody. And we'd just lay there and look at the stars and just talk. And I love that sort of stuff. And so this little machine helps me do that. And I can put sounds with it and everything. So it's kind of cool. But that countertop area is getting, because I've also got on there, my body lotion, all my face care stuff. I've got my deodorant on there, all the stuff that you need in the bedroom when you're getting dressed. And I thought it would be really good to clear that off there, but where could I put it? And then I came across these little basket things that a cloth basket, got little pockets outside where I can put my essential oils that I use, and then the rest of the stuff can just go into the main pocket thing. My hairbrush will be in there, and that'll clear off that whole thing, because it just looks a mess and cluttered with the fan on there and the bliss thing on there. And then it's my bookcase as well, because across the back where the windows are is where all my books stand. It's my little book stand there. But that's all my genealogy books, so I can't exactly get rid of those because they're the ones that I use the most. I want to have a couple of James Bond encyclopedias there as well. But they're books that I use the most, so they won't be going anywhere. And there's a couple of business building books in there, like Cash Flow, Rich Dad Poor Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant and that sort of stuff. So they're reference books that I use often. So I thought, well, maybe I could find somewhere else to put them instead of on top of the vanity. But then I thought, but then I'd have probably to go digging for them and all that. And where do I put my shoes? And I don't have many pairs of shoes, but I do have some that I only wear on certain occasions, so they stay in their boxes. And I'm sort of like, yeah, I really got to get this crap organized. Because I go into my closet and there's a digging fest that goes on for the floor of the closet, which is about 2 feet just over 2 feet off the ground. And then you're kind of moving stuff around, and then it pushes the stuff off the rod at the top, and so you're getting clothes dumped on you. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do this. And I just thought of one thing that can come out of there and go to storage. Yay! And it's a milk crate that's sitting on its side as a book thing, but it's got all my planners in it. Since they're all they're like 2 to 3 years old now, they can go to, I can put them in a bank box and take them to storage and use the milk crate for something else. But yeah, so it's been organized. We started off with a good long walk this morning, finished with a good long walk this evening, and then in between it was sort of like, oh, let me go have a look at this space and see what I can, and get the tape measure, go measure it to see if what I want will fit. And they have these great organizers in the refrigerator, absolutely fantastic. And I'm like, I could really use those to maximize the space in my thing. And then I went and measured and went, yeah, no, I can't, because my shelf depth is like 11.5 inches, and these ones are, the smallest ones were like 12 and a quarter or 12 and a half. And I'm like, yeah, they ain't gonna work. Damn it. But the first ones I'd seen were 14 inches. I thought, if I can find some shorter ones that are around 11.5 inches, that would be perfect. Yeah, no. 12.5 is the smallest length ones I can find. And I know people go, well, put them sideways. No, you can't put them sideways. The idea is that you can pull them out, get what you need, and push it back in, so you're not having to dig through everything to get to what's at the back of the refrigerator. So I won't be able to use those. But it's interesting just having a look and seeing what's out there and what can be used. And for some I don't know, I have an upright vacuum cleaner that I use, and it does very well. But every time I'm on Amazon, and I mean every time I'm on Amazon, they always have front and center is it the Roomba, the remote controlled vacuum cleaner, and I'm like, there is no way I can have that in here. Poor Zeffie wouldn't know what to do with herself with one of those. But I finally fixed a problem with the bed as well. And the problem with the bed is that on Zeffie's side of the bed, because you have a shelf area that goes from the side wall out, and that's kind of like your nightstand area, and it's also the windowsill as well. And so I had put an old body pillow down there to give her some, so she wouldn't fall into the gap, because there's a gap like about 3 to 4 inches in there. And so she wouldn't fall into the gap. Well, lately she moves the mattress over and basically gets into this little ditch to sleep at night. And I'm like, I got to fix that. And I started thinking, what can I put in there? And I went on Amazon, got some ideas there. And I suddenly thought, hang on, I just got a whole bunch of small boxes that are 8x6x3, 8x6x3 or 8x6x4. It's either 3 or 4 inches deep. And I thought, and I've got them broken up, and they were sitting up there ready to go to recycling, because I make a pile for recycling. And I thought, oh, what if I created that? I wonder if they would fit in there. So I made up like about 3 or 4, went and put them sideways, fitted perfectly between the wooden edge of the bed and the wooden edge of the wall piece. And I thought, now I need to do the other side, because she can still push the mattress across. And so I came out and made up another 3 and put them on my side of the bed. So now the mattress is fixed in place, and I put them end up on my side. And now that mattress is kind of like tucked in between these boxes, which are tucked into the gap there. So she can't move the mattress and she can't fall down. So now we've got it all set up for her, and she comes and inspects it all and checks it all out, and we'll see how that works. So I'm like thinking, okay, now I've got these other boxes here. What else can I do with them? Or would they be better to go to recycling? And so it's a process. When you're living in an RV, it's a process. And there's a ton of videos out there, especially those that have families, and how they organize the kids' toys and that sort of stuff. I'm like, yeah. And I thought, well, maybe I should look at the toy one, since I have all of Zeffie's toys in the RV. And her toy bucket overfloweth. But I am going through her toys every now and again. I go and take out one of the old raggedy toys that she's had for eons, and kind of slip that into the trash, where I hope she doesn't notice. And I try and do it when she's in the bedroom and I'm out here. It doesn't always work. Sometimes I get caught. I have to be a little sneakier. But yeah, so it's organized. So it's getting all that stuff organized as well, and her whole treat area as well, because her treat area is currently on the driver's seat. But I want to have it organized so that when we get back on the road again, because in the base of the shower, I put her food dish, and she's got one of those, what's it called? A Nita feeder. And so it has a backing on it that comes around, and it's got the 2 bowls there, and it's got drainage holes so the water can go into the underneath area. And I empty that out like once a week or something. And then I've got a mat that it goes on. So the Nita feeder actually fits across the shower thing, and then I've got her food container goes in there, then her treat basket goes in there, and if I've got a bag of her dog food here that's partially open, that goes in there as well. So anything related to her goes in the foot of the shower. And yeah, the little container I have for her treats, I got to go through those and figure out which ones do we still need, where are the, what ones do we have, and because I found a plastic container in the underlocker the other day that had 3 bags of unopened treats in there, and I'm like, oh, what else have I got? Yeah, and I do have some bins in the lockers, but the problem with the bins is that they've got a wide top and then they narrow and then they come down a little. They come in and down. I want straight sides so they can butt up next to each other. They don't have these little gaps in there and that sort of stuff. So I want straight sides. So trying to find straight side containers that don't have any bulges or things at the top it's a challenge, but it's okay. We like challenges. So it's just that's basically what I've been doing today, is just walking around and going, opening up cupboards and going, yep, all right, what can we put into there? Like I have the cupboards over the couch. I have baskets all next to each other, but they all butt up at the top, but down the bottom there's about an inch to 2 inch gap between each basket at the bottom there. I'm like, but then I've noticed that there's a lot of stuff in there that I haven't used. So I'm like, okay, maybe that stuff needs to go to storage, or I need to get rid of it. So depending on what it is, because there is stuff that I do during the winter times and stuff I do, during the summer times. And yeah, and I love to crochet and stuff during the winter time. The only problem is how cats like to play with balls of yarn? My dog thinks she's a cat when I pull those out. And so she likes to, even though I have it down between the seats, she likes to get down between, she gets in there and burrows in there and tries to get the ball of yarn so she can play with it while I'm trying to crochet a blanket. Yeah, we're going to have a discussion about that one. Absolutely. But anyway, I'm out of here. Time for dinner. Time to watch I don't know what, because I have officially finished the 2022 Christmas Movie Fest has now finished. It finished it last night. Last movie we watched is Santa and Pete. And that's a really cool movie, that one. Yeah, even about how they get reindeer to fly. If you haven't seen that movie, it's got a really good moral to the story. But getting the reindeer to fly, that's the funniest part. That's just hilarious about how the reindeer end up flying. Yes, I'll leave you to discover that one. So now I'm looking for my next movie fest. So I don't know. What movie are we going to watch tonight, Zeph? She's just looking at me like, I don't know. We'll go see what's on our watch list and pick a movie and watch it. I got no idea. We'll see what it is. So we'll go see. Yeah. Oh, she wants to go play. So we've started up this new nightly routine since she got back, because I used to hide her little liver treats around the RV in different places. Well, now she has a puzzle, and she likes her puzzles, where she has to slide things around and move things around on the board to get to the treats underneath. And she's getting pretty good at this one. And I've got one that's a little tougher, which I bring out every now and again. So maybe at the end of this week, I'll switch it for the tougher one, because the tougher one's got a string on a drawer, like a little drawer handle. It's made of string, made of rope, and she has to pull it open to get to the treat inside. And the thing that annoys her is that from above, there is a slit above the drawer, and she can smell this thing, and she tries to get her tongue down in there to get to the treat, and it doesn't work because it's not wide enough. And so I keep showing her, pull the drawer open, she comes to get it, and I close it up. And then she eventually she just gets out of frustration. She just does kind with her paws, and the thing goes flying. And I'm going, oh, look, there it is. And yeah, so she's done that a couple of times with it as well. So we're going to go and do her nightly treat mental training thing. And you got to keep dogs stimulated. They're mentally stimulated. So this is how I do that with hers, with puzzle toys for dogs, where you hide treats and different things. And they've got to lift things off, move things, flip things open, pull things open, that sort of stuff, to try and get to the goodies underneath. Anyway, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. He konera.